Now, in verse 7, it says that the beast, the Antichrist, will be allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them. Now, this is something interesting, church, as we've talked about some of the different end times positions, what people believe about the church of God during this horrible time. And I've revealed to you what I believe and given you why I believe that, but there's still a lot of different beliefs as to where the church will be during the time of the tribulation. My belief is that when the rapture takes place at the very beginning of the 7-year tribulation, the church will be taken up into the presence of God, but there will be many saints who are saved during that 7-year tribulation through the witness of the 144,000 Jews, through the proclamation of the gospel in different ways. And there will be many who will be martyred under the rule of the Antichrist. Now, there are some who think, well, maybe it's the church that will have to endure this, though I think the Bible is pretty clear that we have not been made to endure the wrath of God, but that Jesus is going to deliver us from the wrath of God. So these saints are not the church. These are tribulation saints, and many of them will be killed and martyred under the leadership of the Antichrist. Now, the language is important. It says in verse 7, the beast was allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them. I don't believe that will ever happen to the church. And right in the margin of your Bible, Matthew 16:18. Some of you may even know this verse. You'll recognize it when I read it. Jesus told Peter, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." And you remember what he said about the church? The gates of hell will not be able to prevail against it. Which tells me that this is not the church. When the Antichrist is given power to conquer the saints, these are not the church saints. Because the gates of hell itself will never overcome the church. And I believe that Jesus will take the church home. But these tribulation saints, those who have come to Christ during the time and rule and reign of the Antichrist, they have a very difficult 7 years in front of them. Yet God has not forgotten about them. So even though He will conquer them, He will not possess their souls. They will remain true in their witness, and they will be martyred for their faith, and they will go to be with the Lord in heaven. Satan cannot take their souls.